Hey Radical fans, today's Radical Rundown, we're going to talk about the two targeting system. A lot of people don't do that, or maybe they should incorporate it into their game. But, I've always used the two targeting system. I use a target fairly close to me at the diamonds or arrows or closer, and then a second target down the lane. I know the Brunswick lanes have the tracers down lane, but that's not always a spot you want to be. But I always pick a first target to throw it to the second target. If I go over the first one, people say, "Oh, hit my target." Yeah, but you hit it going away from you, or you hit it pulling it. It's just different ways to go across that target. So the most important thing is to have a second target. Throw it through the first to the second. Years ago when I practiced, I would put a piece of tape on the lane, curl it a little bit at my front target, and then I would put a piece of tape down the lane and curl it a little bit so that it bumped, and I would have that as my second target. And I want it to go over the first and over the second. A lot of players can, if you have a place you can do it in, where they set up little small cones through the first target at the arrows and between the cones down lane. And what that is, it keeps your swing online, it keeps your targeting online, and it makes for better adjustments. You may have to be at the same spot down the lane, even though the lanes broke down, but your first target is different. You moved in further. So you want to go over the first one and then over the second one. And if you can do that, it's like shooting a gun. When you look through down the barrel of a gun, you have a sight real close and then one at the end. It's the same scenario. I try to line up my first sight and my second sight, and then I keep the ball on that line. And to me, that's the best way to make adjustments and to keep your targeting online. It's just an easier way to help your game and to see lane changes. When the lanes start to change and your target down lane has to stay the same, but the target in the front doesn't, you want to be able to make those moves. And keep in mind, when you do a two targeting system, it's not only hitting your first target and your second target hitting your mark, it's controlling your launch angle. Because if you launch it away from the second target, you said you hit your first target, but your launch angle was different. So the ball would go down the lane and be further left of your target down lane or further right of your target down lane. So if you're throwing it through one to the second, the launch angle will be more consistent. And that's how you practice keeping that arm swing in line and again, keeping the launch angle straight from one target to the other. That's today's Radical Rundown. Subscribe to the channel and then leave us some comments. We'll talk to you soon.